Let's go to court. You're taking somebody to court.
Your BP is high. So you say that his BP is high, he can't make statement and can't.
I am in pain. I am in severe pain. I can't turn this neck anymore. If anything happens to me, the Inspector General of Police should be held accountable.
Over the years, political and economic corruption has become a rising phenomenon.
Nigeria, we have to forget so fast. So we forget things like boom, you know. And but internet will not forget. Okay. Your fire only some two most of it I want to call Johnny ADP or ADC or whatever. Most of them want to rule. You know, not to rule. So even more our present government don't want to want job don't she job out Buhari don't buy it. Look at that stupid one. The youngest guy that Nico Gimbe. Look at the bunch of Nicogi. Third time alone, what is his name? To 80 billion. Pastor there, so we pay we don't resign. Pastor, we will reach in Kirio. Pastor EFCC chairman. We will to promise your law, Niwaju Buenia. Magba pastor ni o nínú ìjọ oníràpadà ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn rìn kiri tó yan kiri 80 billion nígbà táyé àwọn wọ̀nyí tán sọ pé ọrùn wọn ti kán tán lo gimmick sickness nígbà táyé tiwọn millions là ń gbọ́ trillions náà ń jí báyìí.
In Nigeria, there have been alarming and scandalous cases which have sparked massive outrage from Nigerians and the international community as well. Here are the dramatic performances of those accused of corruption and other criminal acts. Olisametu, former publicity secretary of the PDP Olisametu, who is accused of taking 400 million naira from the National Security Advisor in 2014, is facing trial, which has been greeted with an adjournment over his failing health. At the time, Metu collapsed in court. In 2018, Olisametu appeared in court on a stretcher, forcing the presiding judge to adjourn the case. Ayodele Fayose, after his tenure as governor of Ekiti State, he was arraigned in court by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for alleged money laundering and conspiracy to the tune of 2.2 billion naira. The case, on which judgment is yet to be delivered, was adjourned after the ex-governor sought the leave of the courts to travel to South Africa for medical treatment. Senator Dino Melaye, the senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, has been in the news for the right and wrong reasons, referring to his ordeal with the police. In 2018, he was accused to have killed a police officer and was also charged for attempted suicide. Senator Melaye appeared in court on a stretcher and in a wheelchair. Dino also claimed to be asthmatic and hospitalized while he was in police detention. Bello Aliru Muhammad. In 2016, former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Bello Aliru Muhammad, appeared at the Federal High Court, Abuja, in a wheelchair. The anti-graft agency had accused Aliru and his son of collecting money from the $2 billion arms deal supervised by the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. Major General Hakim Otiki, former General Officer Commanding 8th Division Hakim Otiki, was court-martialed over the alleged missing sum of 400 million naira, which was said to have been transported from Sokoto to Jeji in Kaduna State. The army officer was transported to court in an ambulance and appeared in court in a wheelchair. Brigadier General Paul Boro retired. Boro served as a special advisor to President Buhari on Niger Delta and coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program between May 2015 and March 2018. He was fired by President Buhari and arraigned in court by the EFCC alongside Anafi Moriki on a 9-count charge of theft and criminal breach of trust to the tune of 974,768,466 naira and $1,914,000. He appeared in court in a neck brace. Orji Uzor. The anti-graft agency EFCC arraigned former governor of Abia State Orji Uzor and his then Commissioner of Finance Ude Jones Udeogu and Company Slok Nigeria Limited on an amended 39-count charge of fraud. Counsel to Kanu said that Kalu was away in Germany for medical treatment and was advised by his doctors to remain in Germany.
Gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ń gbórúkọ ẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ Kálù yìí báyìí ó sì wà ní Senate lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ìjọba Buhari Ọbásanjọ́ gbé EFCC kalẹ̀ láti fi gbógun ti àwọn opponent. Òun ló dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí àwọn kan má fẹ́ gba state police láàyè báyìí. Ẹ̀rù ń bà àwọn èèyàn pé àwọn gọ́vọ̀nà tó ń gbowó bìtìbìtì tẹ́gbọ́n mi ń kówó fún lọ́wọ́ báyìí wọ́n ò fowó yẹn ṣe nǹkan kan. Ọmọ ìlú dẹ̀ dákẹ́ orúkọ Tinubu lẹ̀ ń pè. Tinubu ṣé Tinubu ló ṣe ayédàtiwa l'Ondo state tèmi ti wà ní. Owó tó ń gbà bá a bí sókun kò ní ṣàn. Òun la ṣe ń pariwo wípé nǹkan tó ní sí resource control is the best way to go. Oníkálùkù ń gbà yẹn àwọn ọmọ ìlú wọn á mọ̀ wípé ẹ̀yin wèrè tẹ́ bá náwó wa nàkúnà a máa gé yín lọ́rùn dànù ni. A máa pa yín ni. Ètò máa lọ jólè bàbá ẹ̀ tó máa jó bàbá ẹ̀ mọ́lé wọ́n á jó bàbá ẹ̀ mọ́lé. Torí pé orí everybody á pé ńgbà yẹn. Ọ̀ká ẹ lọ máa pín owó. Ẹ lọ máa pín owó ní Àbújá ẹ̀ kó sùn pé kẹ́ ẹ sá lọ kẹ́ lọ pín owó yẹn. Kẹ́ wá débi kẹ́ lọ máa ṣe pàtí orí burúkú. Òun náà lélẹ̀. Most of them tí Buhari gbé ńgbà yẹn tán ja olè tẹ́ mọ̀ pé wọ́n jalè. Ẹ má máa sọ pé corrupt. Ẹ má máa sọ pé embezzle. Òyìnbó wàhálà ni. Ẹni olè. Káwọn ọmọ wọn máa gbọ́ pé bàbá wọn olè thief. Ẹ má máa sọ pé embezzlement ẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn nonsense ni. Now tó tiẹ̀ wá bà mí nú jẹ́ irú àwọn ìyá gàlagàlà kẹ́ ẹ máa wá sí trade fair kẹ́ wá lọ máa jà ń bẹ̀ kẹ́ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin lẹ bàlújẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin lẹ bàlújẹ́ ẹ fi sanwó olúlẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣèkó ẹ jẹ́ kó sanwó èkó ẹ̀yin north ẹ̀yin lẹ bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ẹ̀yin.
Including my humble self standing here, all the politicians in northern Nigeria in the last 15 years, we should be held accountable to what is happening in northern Nigeria in terms of poverty, unemployment, lack of education, lack of security. As of 2016, some of us that live here in Kaduna, and Northwest in particular, were not aware of anything called banditry, kidnappings, or insurgency. If there's anybody here who is aware of that, can also attest to the fact that as of 2016, not 2019, 16, there was nothing like kidnappings even in Benogwari. I can tell you that for a fact. What went wrong?
Come, let me tell you the major problem of Nigeria. The major problem of Nigeria is northern part of the country. Northern Nigeria are the major problem of Nigeria. If you want to see conflict, northern Nigeria. Rape, northern Nigeria. Refugees, northern Nigeria. Thieves. In fact, if you want to see thieves stealing on an industrial scale, come to northern Nigeria. Thieves fully engaged in primitive accumulation, come to northern Nigeria. In fact, I am from northern Nigeria. I am proud to be an indigene of Borno State. I am from Borno State. I am proud to be an indigene of Borno State, from the northern part of the country. But I want to tell you that the major problem of this country is northern part of the country. These are people, if you want to see hatred, if you want to see conflict, if you want to see nepotism, cronyism, any other thing you can label. In fact, if you carve out southern part of the country from Nigeria and give it 10 years, they are going to be recognized among community of nations because of the development they will have. 70% of the people who govern this country are from the northern part of the country. But if you want to see hunger, starvation, and any other thing, it's from the north. Why? We are the major problem. But our people doesn't want us to be speaking the truth. And that is why we continue to somersault in this kind of issue.
All of us.
Ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o ṣe wà o lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ ṣẹ́ wa o ṣẹ́ wa o lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́lẹ́ ṣẹ́ wa o. Ó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé mi ò lè mọ gbogbo orúkọ yín Mr. Bello Alabi Mokin ṣẹ́wà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Mr. Bello Mr. Alabi ṣé nǹkan tẹ́nì yìí sọ ṣé ó parọ́ ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ Mrs. Alabi ẹ má bínú ohun yìí ó ṣàprápra sójú yẹn láàárọ̀ èrè kankan ṣé ẹni ìpurọ́ ibẹ̀ làlùmọ́ǹjìrí mi ò ní gbàgbé Ọlágúnsóyè Oyinlọ́lá nígbà tó jẹ́ administrative governor ní Ọ̀ṣun state ó sọ ó hà ó ní wọ́n lọ sí north tí yẹn gan ò bá dá wa lójú ẹ mọyì àlùmọ́ǹjìrí schools tí Goodluck Jonathan tó kọ́ that very good man tí wọ́n ń tì báyìí pé kó máa bọ̀ kó wá tó bá jẹ́ mi ní Jonathan máa kàn tutọ́ sí wọn lára ní twẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ má bà reputation mi jẹ́ twẹ́ẹ̀ máa tutọ́ sí wọn láyà ni tẹ́ bá mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ àlùmọ́ǹjìrí schools Ọlágúnsóyè Oyinlọ́lá ó ní àwọn elite wọ́n sọ pé no what do you mean pé wọ́n jágbe wọn ni ó fi hàn pé wọ́n subject young people wọ̀nyí to be nothing subjected them to be nothing wọ́n sọ wọ́n di Boko Haram wọ́n sọ wọ́n di castle rustlers wọ́n sọ wọ́n di bandits wọ́n sọ wọ́n di killers wọ́n sọ wọ́n di kidnappers wọ́n sọ wọ́n di anything you want to call them anything criminals òun náà sọ àwọn èèyàn wọn dà intentionally just to suppress them come on the voice and who are those people that they subjected to zero? It is those of Hausa's tribe. And who are the subjectors? The Adarans. Àwọn náà náà intimidate ìjọba òdìyọbọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí tá à ń ké sí ẹ̀gbọ́n pé kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi ọdún gbọ́ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ turn around lọ́dún mẹ́rin ó lè turn around devolution of power. Kì í ṣe rocket science ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Má jẹ́ káwọn kan bóbó ẹ̀ má jẹ́ káwọn kan tàn ẹ́ àwọn tó kó àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n àwọn tó kóra jọ àwọn tẹ́ ẹ gbé fi ṣe FCC chairman tẹ́ fi ṣe gbogbo ṣé wọn ò rí àwọn tó gbé plane wá sí Nàìjíríà tá a rí báyìí very disgraceful. Ṣé wọ́n fẹ́ sọ wípé ṣé ẹni tó jẹ́ kí lórúkọ ọ̀gá EFCC tẹ́lẹ̀ tẹ́ gbé mọ́ra kí lórúkọ mọ́ ni tó ṣiṣẹ́ ń gba ọyọ́ Ọbásanjọ́ tí wọ́n fẹ́ sọ pé òun ò mọ ẹni tó ń pààyàn Nàìjíríà torí pé ó jẹ́ adarán ẹ̀yọ́ kú bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ fi èèyàn gidi bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ fi àwọn èèyàn tí ò ní fi bákan bọ̀ kánú ẹ fi wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn tó ti gbẹ̀bọ̀dè wọ̀nyí ẹ jẹ́ á mọ̀ wọ́n. á máa ṣe ẹ́ bí ọkà náà ẹ̀gbọ́n gbogbo security ìdí ẹ̀ pátá o tún lọ fi fáìsì ẹ̀ o tún lọ fi ṣe kínní. tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn bíbù wọn lọ ń ṣe meeting kí ló kú gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì àmọ́ kó lọ́ọ́ máa ṣe meeting pẹ̀lú àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí mi ò gbọ́rú ẹ̀rí láyé mi jọ́ ti délé ayé mi ò rírú ẹ̀rí ó lọ ń ṣe meeting pẹ̀lú àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí local government chairman you can imagine. A ní problem àgbákò problem a ní o ẹ̀gbọ́n tí ẹ là wá ń ṣe olóòótọ́ kì í lẹ́ni àwa ìlà lè bá ẹ sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi telling you the truth ẹ̀rí gbogbo àwọn tó kóra wọn jẹ́ ìrìngìní kan ẹ̀ẹ́dákàwé kan ìrìngì kan èyí tó jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi gan brọ́dà mi ọ̀nkù mi yẹn Gbàjàbíàmíà ó yẹ kí o lè pe ẹ̀gbọ́n mi síbì kan ìwọ ni chief of kó o pé devolution of power kò sí kò ní kíní nínú kí là ń ṣe rẹ́gbẹ̀rẹ́gbẹ̀ tá à ń kí dá ṣe adáná wa jẹ́ ẹni tó You can imagine kẹ́ máa dọ̀bálẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ bá ti lọ dọ̀bálẹ̀ bá a dáná ní tí ìdìbò ẹwọ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bó ṣe ń lágbáláńgbá kiri wọ́n pa ènìyàn ní òkè ọdẹ wọ́n pa èèyàn bí ẹran pakúpa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ wá lọ síbẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé kàṣírìn náà ti pààyàn tó jẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì náà ti pààyàn wàá ti fò lọ bẹ̀ ìyàwó ẹ̀ àti fò lọ bẹ̀ Ṣèyí Tinubu àti fò lọ síbẹ̀ why now why so tó máa ń pa Yorùbá báyìí kò kàn ẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n gbéṣan lẹ̀ kí ló dé gbéṣan lẹ̀ kódà àbá tọrọ ní ká má sọ náà dẹ́dẹ́ mi náà àwọn African leaders ó yẹ kí àwọn African leaders kọ̀ọ̀kan kọ́ lọ fún ara wọn gbóògùn jẹ àwọn tó ń ṣe olórí African mostly West Africa kọ́ lọ gbóògùn jẹ fún ara wọn kọ́ kàn pa ara wọn dànù báwo lẹ ṣe lọ máa tọrọ owó nílùú òyìnbó tẹ́ máa tọrọ owó lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó colonize tó jẹ́ pé ibẹ̀ lẹ tún máa lọ máa ṣe ìpàdé ààbò after how many years ẹ lọ pa ara yín dànù kò sẹ́ni tó máa pa yín ẹ bínú kẹ́kàn fòkùnso kẹsàn wípé ẹ ti ṣe Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣe dá o.
Èkó la wà yìí láti Kogi láti wá ké gbàjarè sí bàbá wa Tinubu pé kó gbà wá lẹ̀ ó ti sún wa inú ilé níjẹta wọ́n sì lọ bá máa nǹkan nínú ilé ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀rín ìgboro lọ́ṣà ládàá lọ́rùn àwọn Fúlàní wọ́n gé lọ́bẹ lọ́rùn ọlọ́pàá mẹ́ta ló pa fìjìláńtẹ́ 4 tó ń pa ọlọ́pàá tó ń pa fìjìláńtẹ́ kí làwọn aráàlú tún fẹ́ sọ kí ló fẹ́ ṣe. ẹ jọ bàbá wa Tinubu à ń bẹ̀ yín àárọ̀ yẹn wá gbà wálẹ̀ ní Kogi àti Kwara ó ti sún wa lè bọ́ra wa mọ́ àti gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jọ à ń ké pè yín ní à ń bẹ̀ yín ní bàbá wa Tinubu ẹ jọ ẹ gbà wálẹ̀ àwa ní Kogi à ń ké pè yín pé kẹ́ ẹ gbà.
ṣé eléyìí tọ́ ṣé ó tọ́ káwọn àtọ̀húnrìn wá tẹ́ ẹ mà pé Buhari ló ní ká máa bọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ ṣé ó tọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n it's a disgrace to your administration ọmọ Yorùbá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá máa bẹ̀ẹ́ ní nǹkan tó jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ wọn ààbò ẹ̀tọ́ wọn ni káṣẹ̀ wá máa bẹ̀ fún wọ́n bójú ẹ̀ jẹ́ níjọba ayé ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má bọ̀ ń lé o ẹ má bọ̀ ń lé ilé ti dá ẹnìkan jáde ń jọ yẹn ẹ má máa sọ ń pa Nàìjíríà burúkú mọ́ ṣé àsọ Nàìjíríà ṣàṣọ burúkú ni àwọn tá ẹ ní kó máa bọ̀ ń lé wọ́n ní information lọ́wọ́ jà wá lọ lísì sá wà. nítorí ẹ̀ ń dùn mí ní pé fọmọ Yorùbá bó ṣe wà nù program báyìí instead of kó copy ẹ̀ kó share ẹ̀ kó send ẹ̀ sí gbogbo WhatsApp group irọ́ ni ibi táwa Yorùbá gan ta ti ń ṣe dá wa ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ní fóònù ó lè ṣe nǹkan tí mi ń ṣe yìí kì í ṣe rocket science mi mọ nǹkan tó jẹ́ káà àwọn tó jẹ́ sọ pé Yorùbá gan ẹnu wọn ò kúrọ̀ náà ọ̀tẹ̀ mi ò bá wọn sọ yìí nonsense ni ṣé ẹnu Amẹ́ríkà ló kù ṣé ẹnu France ló kù ṣé ẹnu United Kingdom ló kù ẹ gbàgbé Yorùbá is the best tribe all over the world ẹ gbàgbé ilé ìtẹ́sọ yẹn kò síbi tí wọ́n ti kẹ́di alẹ́ kò dẹ̀ síbi tí wọ́n ti dáná alẹ́ ọbẹ̀ lódì jura bàbá ẹ jẹ́ káwa support tara wa tẹnitẹni àti sàǹtàǹtà bí mo ṣe sọ Yorùbá ti ṣe pé mi lè sọ English dáadáa náà tí n bá sọ English mo mọ̀ pé màá ní viewers tó pọ̀ wọ́n ti dè mí lèmi fẹ́ fi express ara mi dáadáa I still speak easily English I still speak if I no speak correct English I talk broken now pidgin English I fit talk with English well now small una go dey hear with the thing wey I dey talk now but to say to express myself in Yoruba is the way to go you know I want to talk about I want to tell about man yeah so at the peace man you need to do something before it's too late because it disgrace your government it's a disgrace your government if you do things everything is gonna be scattered you know yeah man ṣe pé mo gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa ṣe pé báyìí wọ́n máa ń sọ ní ẹ̀ńtọ́ àníkà ìdìbọ́ọ̀fù power ẹ̀ ń ṣe kinní kan ẹ̀ ń ṣe náà bí ọkà ẹjọ́ ẹ lọ kóra dànù síbòjì ẹ pín iṣẹ́ ẹ bá ń pín kéèyàn kó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí tó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí kó wá máa bẹ̀bẹ̀ ìgbẹ́ ẹjọ́ ẹgbà wa what kind of rubbish is that.
ẹgbà wá o. ààrẹ lílé òkun ní Kogi àbẹ̀yìn àìtòrò Ọlọ́run ẹ̀rẹ́ gbàrà lílé o.
ẹgbà wá o.
ẹ̀yà gbéjà rájá o. ó ti súra o.
ẹgbà wá o.
ẹ̀rọ lọ́wọ́ o. àbẹ̀yìn gbogbo ẹ̀yìn security forces, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Police. Kò yọ ẹ̀yin náà sílẹ̀, family yín wà ní Kogi, ó wà nílẹ̀ Òkun, ó wà ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá o. Kò yọ anybody sílẹ̀, àti gbọ́ngbà tó ń gbé general kan l'Abuja. If a general in Nigerian army can be kidnapped and be shot at, who are we the bloody civilian? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ gbà wálẹ̀, ó ti sú wa, ẹ wá gbèjà wa jà o.
And somebody is on national television denied that there is no war in Nigeria. Why it is that there is IDP camp everywhere? Why? Why? Why are we lying? Why are we lying? Why are we deceiving ourselves? Then rob BTBT owó sí defense. Kó gbogbo àwọn tó wá defense yẹn now. Kẹ́ wọ́ọ̀dì wọn now. And the worst part is that kì í ṣe pé àwọn defense wa kì í ṣe pé wọn ò try o. Àwọn ọmọ tó wà ní mostly àwọn those people on field, àwọn tó ń defend wa nínú igbó nínú kinní wọ̀nyẹn, wọ́n á wá lọ fún wọn lóúnjẹ kékeré. Báwo lẹ ṣe lè máa fún àgbàlagbà ní ẹja kékeré àwọn mẹ́wàá kẹ́nìkan gba ẹja máa méjì láìṣe Jésù Olúwa ló mọ gàrí abọ́ kan láìṣe ẹfẹ́fẹ́ kàrà méjì àtẹ̀jà wẹ́wẹ́ bọ̀yàn mẹ́rin gbẹgbẹ́ni ọ̀hún. Àgbègbè la rí nínú kinní náà kódà náà kẹ́gbọ́n kẹ́rì jíìdì cabinet yẹn náà kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Àwọn tó wà lójú ogun kò sí múra fún wọn, ẹ wà fún wọn ní nǹkan táṣẹ àfẹ́sọ̀ kan lọ́ máa fi dojúkọ ìbọn ẹ ti kó bọ̀ fún wọn. Àwọn air force ó yẹ kó this time drone. Why now? Ẹ má pa àwọn people wọ̀nyí sínú gbọ́mọ̀ náà. Ẹ má pa àwọn àmì wa nípa pàṣípìnì náà. What is really wrong with us? Kí ló ń ṣe wá gan pàápàá? Kí ló ń ṣe wá? Tẹ́ ẹ ní àwọn ọmọ tó wà intelligent nínú àwọn youth wọn tó yẹ kẹ́ mú mọ́ra tó ń ṣe drone tó yẹ kẹ́ lò wọ́n. Ẹ má ṣàyè ẹ má báyé jẹ́ torí Ọlọ́run. Àwọn ọmọ youth wọn wọ́n wà pa gan. Àwọn ọmọ yín náà ń lò káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá mọ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
A tún wá ń lo àkókò yìí láti wá tọrọ kinní kan lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ìjọba Nàìjíríà. Èní ni ọjọ́ ìbí bàbá wa Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà. A fẹ́ kẹ́ fún wọn ní gift ẹyọ kan. Gift yẹn ni pé báǹtì tó ń gbé lórí wọn a fẹ́ kẹ́ gbé kúrò níbẹ̀. Kí bàbá wa lè wọlé kó máa jáde anytime tó bá wù wọ́n sódà wọ́n lè gbèjà wájà. A ní trust nínú wọn pé tó bá ní freedom, ìyà tó ń jẹ wá ní Kogi, ìyà tó ń jẹ wá kò ní jẹ wá gbé, ìyà tó ń jẹ wá nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ní jẹ wá gbé. So ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
Èmi gan ò ní gbà ká mọ Adéyẹmọ bá yín dá sí rọ́bìṣì tẹ́ ń ṣe torí ọlọ̀tẹ̀ nìyí. Ìgbà tán fẹ́ lọ pa Sunday mọ́lé ṣé gbogbo yín ò mọ̀gbà náà ṣe protest ìkà nìyí. Bí mo ṣe sọ fún àwọn èèyàn gbà ni Sunday máa dẹyẹ ó máa di kinní kan ó máa di mẹ́rin níbì kan wọ́n fẹ́ pa ń gbà yẹn. Àmúwanú mi ti yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ pọ̀ ọmọ lọ́mọ mo ní Sunday Chief máa mà dá wọn lóhùn tọ́ni kó wá ṣe rálẹ̀ máa mà dá wọn lóhùn kó ní Kútọ́nù tó wà ìgbà yẹn ló wà Kútọ́nù yẹn tọ́ni kó máa bọ̀ kó máa sí kankan máa ṣe rálẹ̀ wọ́n máa rí ní Gbìndó wọ́n máa rí ní òkè Lísà wọ́n á rí lókèrè wọ́n á rí ní Tàfábáràlẹ́wà wọ́n á rí ní ìdí arẹrẹ ìdí àyìnrẹ́. Yorùbá ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn kó wá bá yín gbà yín lẹ́nu nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ kí lẹ̀ ṣe gbàtàn jólé ẹ̀ kí lẹ̀ ṣe ṣe ti rókò àdògàn ṣe ti rókò àfà ṣe ti rókò àdògàn ṣe ti rókò àfà ẹ̀yin kàdédé wọn kí làwọn gómìnà yín ní Kwara àti Kogi kí náà ń gba owó fún ṣé Sunday Igboho gbowó lọ́wọ́ bàbá lákú bàbá yín ni ẹnìkan refreeze account ẹ ní kó wá bá yín gbé kó wá máa bọ̀ kó wá gbà yín kẹ́ ẹnìkan gbé báàní kó ń bẹ̀ torí pé kó lè wá fàyà ìgbóòbọ̀n àbí. These guys are just, you are so selfish. You are so selfish. Bó ṣe ń jẹ bó ṣe mú láti jọ ìbò lẹ gbéra yín sí. Òun ni ò jẹ́ kọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí àtàwọn pípò kó wọ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ wa ò dẹ̀ lè wọ̀ because ẹ̀ láì kó tọ̀. Tó bá yẹ pé ẹ tẹ̀lé nǹkan tí mi sọ pé grassroots nígbà yẹn kẹ́ ti orientate àwọn èèyàn yín títí ẹ máa fi kọ́ wọn bọ́n ṣe ń defend bọ́n ṣe máa lo eléyìí bọ́n ṣe máa lo eléyìí tẹ́ máa fortify ara wọn spiritually tẹ́ máa fortify ara wọn technologically tẹ́ máa fortify ara wọn scientifically gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa kọ́ wọn ní gbogbo campaigns wọ̀nyí. irọ́ àti gbà á ẹ̀jẹ̀ nìkan yá àti gbà á yẹ òmìnira 2010 tẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ìka dédé ẹ̀yin òṣìkà ìdáhùn àlódò òkun yín ẹ máa mọ̀ pé mò ń jèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lára yín báyìí torí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ fòótọ́ ọmọ yín ló wà ń bẹ̀ ń sè ẹ̀rọ mọ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ devolution of power from there you will ask tọwọ́ ọmọdé ò bá tẹ̀ kú dà kì í béèrè kú tó pa bàbá ẹ jẹ́ kọ́pọlọ yín ó pé wọ́n ti pé Fúlàní wá ti pẹ́ nígbà ayé Buhari everywhere ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tí màá ní sọ kì í ṣèmi mi sọ.
And of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of the
operations.
Operations.
Fulani ò kì í ṣe Nigerians rárá. None of Fulani that are Nigerians. It's Hausa. Àwọn èèyàn tí yarí sí wọn náà kì í ṣe Hausa Fulani. What kind of rubbish is all this?
To bring in the Fulanis together.
You see, the issue of misconception, I said there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization, telling them you have to buy in the project, and you use the language, the culture itself to be able to convince them, away from the mistrust where the whole system of transhumance or pastoralism is criminalized. Criminalization of pastoralism is the problem that we have with this project, and it requires people with passion who understand them and who they believe in, people like us from that part of the country, to say yes, we have this. Because today there is no limit to the accusation that this and that has happened and it is the Fulani man who caused it. There is no tribe that is not that you don't have this criminality in, but certainly the way and manner we do it is really excavating the crisis and the problems.
Will there be any form of documentation of all the people that will be,
yes, we are
within that.
Oh yes, that is going to give Nigeria the opportunity to really have the best in terms of documentation in the demographics, because as I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle. And so if they are put in one place and they are made to understand that this is to see.
You see where the devolution of power is necessary. A Fulani man can settle everywhere. Why not here in America? Let them come and settle here in Kent or in Seattle. Come settle Sigbo Kombe. What kind of mindset is stupid mindset is this? Buhari, he brought these people from nook and cranny of Africa. And I saying, one mama fee trailer don't go to Congo, what to get here, everywhere. Londo City. And when people want the best in for everywhere because what if you be violent, everybody. And then woman, kini ede and there we see one alone and landlord association in the Yoba. And you to le Yoba. And your man Yoba te wanda spora ten bafula ni te if you come actually my pay or tao dollar leje want to wall everywhere. Taba shele abayara wajeni.
They are made to understand that this is to save them and their animals. They are exposed to the vagaries of the forest and what is going on, cattle rustling, killings and what have you. And that's why it is important for them to understand that staying in one place is good. And of course, in terms of the best practice.
Just because you want to subject them to nothing. Oh, is one of your children among these gracers? Is your children among of them? No. Because you intentionally brainwash these guys, turn them to nothing. That is what you are doing. And you know that you did this intentional. You did it intentional just for you to have a machinery to use to engage other tribes. Nonsense.
So carrying the cows and the
let's stay with that security angle for a bit. Is there going to be this plan going to be a fenced enclosure where anyone who comes in is secured, so there is no one that can just come in from anywhere else?
No. It is going to be a colony, and a colony does not require a fence. You will understand it is not going to be a prison.
You will understand the reason why people are concerned because of all the security issues that have been happening over time.
Where is the colony?
These forests are there anyway. If you don't occupy them and create a colony out of them, they create places for the criminals. And today, that's why you have the Sambisa forest, because it is not being utilized.
But Your Excellency, much as yes, I mean, they're fantastic. We have met a lot of them who are Fulanis as well. But the concern too is, why should federal government use resources for this country to accommodate Fulani men who are not Nigerians?
As I said, we are already accommodating them. Do you delineate and then really know who is not a Fulani man from Nigeria? They are all Nigerians, because I said their identity, their own citizenship is Nigerian, even though we have relations all over the world, all over the world. And so, presumably they are Nigerians.
We are done in that country.
Get me. That is the misunderstanding. They move from one place to the other, and they have relations, kith and kins in all the parts of the country, and even outside the country. So that is why our own population is fluid. You cannot certainly not say this is the population of Nigeria.
So this issue,
and of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold.
I am emphasized that devolve the power before it is too late. Respect for all Yoruba all over the world. Respect, sir. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn gbọ́ nípa tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ní di fídíò kan tẹ́ fẹ́ jẹ́ kó jáde àbí voice note ẹ fi sí mi ẹ fi máa gbé jáde please